Spears here, WWGH Radio, and 10 years ago, can you believe it, the viral video was created by the man I sit with today. He is the best voice in the business. He's a great interviewer, he's a great pal, and he's got big things going on right now here in the state of Ohio as he approaches this 10-year mark. Can you believe it? I am with the man with the golden voice, Ted Williams. Before we turn to him, though, he has the jacket on today that he was wearing on that corner so many years ago, a decade ago. Ted, it's always good to be with you again right here in front of the North Market, Columbus, Ohio.
I love you there, and thank you for coming on my turf, so to speak. I've been knowing Scott for well over these 10 years, and I have to say he's been very supportive through all of my 3 managers that I've had. And currently, I do have a manager who's right now gatekeeping, so to speak. But, you know, Scott, you have always been generous with your time, your airtime, and all of those things. WWGH is pretty much what, if I was to go back into radio, which we'll talk about that soon to come, that would be probably my platform. Scott Anthony, my current manager, and I made an attempt, and I don't want to put too much of him out here because he's telling me about my brand that I'm trying to protect and so forth. But we tried at WVKO, which is really the station, and I think you're aware of that at 25 years, it had been 25 years to the day that I had started back on WVKO, doing a gospel format. But you're here down at the North Market, in my neck of the woods. I'm not in Marion. I love my Marion folks out there. And I want to say a special shout out to my friend over at U.S. Gold Jewelers. I love you, man, and his name is Robert. So, Rob, I love you, man. And Nino, working over there. So, what's going on, Scott?
Well, Ted,
I was just running my mouth a mile a minute there.
No, it's good. Ted, make the big announcement again that you made just a couple weeks ago on the program.
I want to run for governor. There's an open ticket there under the Democratic ticket, and I want to run this time for the governor of Ohio. You know, it seems to make sense to me to try to challenge some of the issues. Now, not all of the issues, because I got 2 big friends in politics. Of course, I don't know if I'm at will to mention their names, but Governor Ted Strickland is going to give me some guidance, and Mary Ellen Withrow, she is going to give me some guidance in the political area, something that I attempted to do when we tried the presidential, but never did follow through with it, you know. I've been through 3 managements since then. I'm satisfied with my current manager. But it's something that I want to address more importantly, and pretty much of what I'm going through right now is housing. Fair housing. We have so many homeless people out here who want a place to live, but because of felony convictions and all kind of other things that are preventing landlords of opening up to these people. And these are gifted, talented, good parental examples. All of these things, but they can't get it because they had unpaid parking tickets and went to jail. Unpaid parking tickets. This guy's got a felony conviction because it was over a certain amount of money, and he can't get a place to live. He's at a shelter right here over at Friends of the Homeless because he got convicted of unpaid parking tickets.
It's an unbelievable thing going on here in Ohio. How can you win this race? What is going to be your strategy?
You know, Scott, this is so premature to really go through all of this aspect of the ticket and running. I, again, need the guidance. I'm sure you're going to connect me with some people that you have clout with. And if I thought I could win now, I'd be, instead of doing this interview, I'd be out meeting, you know, some people and going out. But it's so premature. When is the when is
2022 coming up next year?
Oh, coming up next year, and I'm out here announcing a gubernatorial run. So it's going to be rough, you know. And as you mentioned before, I got to get Marion. I gotta go and campaign in Marion pretty hard because most of the presidential and gubernatorial runs and senates and all depend on Marion. It's a county that you know makes or breaks.
What have you learned in the last 10 years? What is the biggest lesson you've learned?
That people still judge people, and the biggest lesson that I learned is follow your heart and continue to believe in the power of your understanding. You know, I've learned that people are people. You know, I'd like to say it as this. You know, God is a great. People, you know, beer is good and people are crazy. You know, people are still judgmental. You know, I'm watching some of my friends over here now who don't have places to live. We're in the Short North area, and this place is predominantly saturated with homeless people, you know, and it's a damn shame. It's, you know, it shouldn't have to be this way. My daughter, currently, Julia, is running a 501 nonprofit for women who have just recently separated from prison and so forth. She's running somewhat of a halfway house or whatever. And my hands are freezing, you know. Bless your heart. Hi, Angie. We're just having fun.
Do you have any regrets in 10 years?
Yeah. I regret that I didn't kick a few butts, you know, because of people taking from me, you know, stealing my money and all of that. Brett Adams, you know, and a few other people, you know, who have done these kind of things. I regret that I just didn't address it in the courts. That's what I mean by kicking ass. You know, I should have taken some of these people to court, you know, and had Brett Adams particularly took over $750,000 million. He took $375,000 and wanted to place them under legal fees and litigation costs. Then I got another manager who I don't care to mention his name, you know, and he's in here smuggling, you know, and so forth. I regret the fact that my mother didn't see some really satisfying. She saw that there was a turnaround in my life, but she didn't see any fruits of it. You know what I mean? And as a result of that, I regret that, you know.
How would you characterize this 10 years? Has it been everything you thought it would be on that day 10 years ago? Has it been a disappointment? Has it been what you...
A roller coaster emotionally. I've developed a somewhat of a mental health issue that comes to mind, you know, depression and a few other things that I suffer from, you know. I'm trying very hard to fight every day. It's a war. And then, of course, staying sober. You know, those kind of things.
You know, just talk about that for a minute, because I think that's important. So many people suffer with mental health issues. What's the best way to describe what you've been going through?
You know, single-handedly I can't. I can't just pick out one thing. There's many things. It's a culmination of things. And I'm a caregiver. I love people. And right now my girlfriend of over 30 years is suffering some health challenges. I let that bother me. I let things bother me that I can't control, you know, so I'm learning about those things. And until I guess I put a handle on it, and I got a great, like I said, I got a great management team with me who's trying to get me through this, you know. But we all have problems. We all have daily problems. Some are a little reluctant to point them out to people. You know, it's none of nobody's business, as someone once said to me. Ted, you don't have to go out there and tell everybody what's none of their business. You know, they don't care about you. You know, but that's not me.
That's not you.
I'm the smiling dude that stood on 71 in Hudson.
What are the next 10 years going to be like?
Very fruitful. I'm not going to carelessly give my money away. You know, my manager, Scott Anthony, had told me, you know, God gives us, he gives us seed, and he gives us bread. And it's great to give away the bread. Or sow the seeds, I'm sorry. But don't give away the bread. I give away the bread with the seeds and everything, you know. I give away my last, you know, and now it's very hard. You know, I've had you on a few occasions help me out, and Scott has been very phenomenal with his help and guidance. So, you know, you got to be particularly careful of who you ask for help. You know, not all help is good help. Not all money is good money. You know, not all prayers are good prayers. You know, they're prayers to my God, but the devil seems like he's got an interception hand.
If you could write the end to your story many years from now, what would the end look like?
He left a legacy for his grandchildren and children. He left them something. I wasn't the best dad. It's already been noted both in my book and all. I was a deadbeat dad, you know. And, you know, I didn't think that when this first happened that I was going to be able to buy back their affections, their attention, their love, and all of that. But I squandered my money and all. But this time, I want to leave insurance policies. I want to leave a vehicle or leave a home for them to divide.